Alright guys, welcome back to Greenlight Labs Garage. So, show you what we're doing pretty quick. We took the cams off the heads. We're getting ready to torque the heads down and set timing. So, we got the heads on the truck. We already got the head bolts. And basically you're gonna start torquing down to 30 foot-pounds. And then after we do 30 foot-pounds, we're gonna do 90 degrees and then another 90 degrees. And that should be fully torqued. And then we'll go ahead and show you how to find top dead center. And then we're gonna install the camshafts, the rockers, or the cam followers. Do this. We'll do
20.
We'll do with that wrench. Do every bolt till it gets tight, and then we'll go back again and do 30 on all of them.
All right.
But yeah, we're gonna show you how to put top dead center, and once we do that, we're gonna install the camshaft, cam followers, and line up all the marks. We might do the 9 o'clock thing. We'll show you right now what that is, and we'll go from there. You're on the first one?
Yep.
All right, go ahead. Torque it. All right, guys, so we're back. Now we're gonna do the 90-degree turn on top of the 30 foot-pounds that we just did on every bolt. So we just did 30 foot-pounds on this head on every bolt in sequence, and 30 foot-pounds on that bolt in sequence. Now we're getting to do the 90-degree mark. This is a 360-degree wheel. So if you take your torque stick and you're torquing your bolt, you're basically gonna do this here, 90 degrees. So if this is your torque stick and that's the top of your head bolt, you're gonna take your torque stick and you're gonna go down a quarter of the pie, basically. All right, so we already got this head here torqued down 30 foot-pounds. We're gonna go ahead and do driver's side head. Same thing, 30 foot-pounds all the way around. And after that, we're gonna do 90 degrees, all the bolts, and then come back and do 90 degrees again. Stay tuned. All right, we're gonna clamp down the camshaft with the cam caps or the camshaft girdle. Make sure they're nice and flush. And then we're gonna rotate that cam gear both on the driver's side, passenger side. So this dot here should be somewhere up here. And then we're gonna put the chain on, make sure that the links are where they're supposed to be. So as you can see, we're still working on the 6-liter 2-valve. But basically what we're doing right now is we're degreeing the camshafts. And so this is basically our cam cart here. So we got this camshaft is supposed to be at 111.5 on the lobe separation at about 50 thousandths of the lobe or spring lift. So what we're gonna do is basically check the camshaft, make sure that it is what it's advertising. We already found out that it's not. So what we went ahead and did is we bought, so let me explain what we did. We did the driver's side head, and we found out that it was actually 100 and, what was it?
The what?
108 or 106.
106.
It was 106 degrees off. So we had to basically adjust the difference. So we bought this kit through Trick Flow, adjustable crank gear, and that's what we're using right now. We got adjustable crank gears down there.
Here, let me move it. There you go.
Let's see if I can get a picture of it. So it's got different slots, so you can advance or retard the timing on the camshaft to give you the lobe separation you need for your angle or your valve. That way your valve opens when it's supposed to open. So anyways, we found out that this camshaft was 106 on the lobe separation at 50 lift. So we ended up setting the crank gear at 6 degrees retard, right?
Yep.
We retarded the crank gear 6 degrees, which in return gave us 111.5. It's got a little bit of play, so it gave us 112. We checked it twice, so now we're good on that. We're getting ready to do the other camshaft. So we got it at top dead center right now, and we're getting ready to hook up the dial indicator gauge on that intake valve for cylinder number 1, and we're gonna get some readings and see where we're at and find out if we got a retard or advance. If this one was 106, then I suspect the other one's going to be off as well. But anyways, that's what we're up to. After that, we should be ready to bolt everything back on as far as the timing goes. Let's start putting it back together. Anything else you want to add? Looks like you're concentrating, bro.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to get this because it doesn't want to.
So right now what we got is when you order the kit, it comes with all this right here, your springs. We're not using those. We're not worried about it. This just makes it easier for you to rotate everything. Dial indicator. You got this set up already. And we got to mount this. This comes with it as well. This is just a base for your stand. That way it actually magnetizes to the plate. You bolt it to your aluminum cylinder head. We'll probably do another video in the future to show you exactly how to do the cam degreeing on these 2 valves. We will have to do it with the engine out of the car or the pickup, because you can't really see what you're doing, and it'll be a lot easier as far as show and tell goes. That's our measuring stick for top dead center.
Oh,
we already
have it down here.
We also got it on the cam degree wheel. You can also do the stopper.
Stopper?
Yeah.
Right,
Well, it's right here. You can also do it this way. You drop your, say, cylinder number 1, you bring it down in the hole, you screw that in, and it's used to basically find your top dead center. You take the 2 numbers from the wheel, you divide them, it tells you where it needs to be. We already know where it's at, so we're not using this. We'll make another video. We'll show you step by step how to do all this. So just follow us, subscribe, and we'll bring more videos to you guys. ¿Qué estás haciendo, chavo?
Putting the adjustable lifter, the roller, so we can time it to the correct timing, degree it,
What are you degreeing?
the cam,
The camshaft?
yep, so it can be in the correct to specs.
Alright, let's look at the specs here. So we got this one ready to go, dialed in, and we're getting ready to do the passenger side right now. Always got to keep tension on the chain. That's why we got that right there. We are already set up with top dead center 0, piston or cylinder number 1. Everything's lined up, and we're getting ready. We're gonna go ahead and do clockwise, and we're watching that lobe right there. It's gonna go basically the highest point of the lobe, which is right here. We need that to be touching the top of the rocker arm. That's how we get our reading. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Action.
So you gotta make sure it's at 0.
Alright, so we're going clockwise. The dial indicators was moving, then it stopped moving. When it stops moving, you basically want to stop right there, 0 out your gauge, and then we're gonna go ahead and do the 50 thousandths lift. We'll do another video on another 4.6 liter. If you guys don't know what we're talking about right now, on how to degree a camshaft, and we'll do step by step to show you exactly what everything means and how you do it and why you do it. But for all you that know, 50 thousandths lift, basically what that means, if you can see the lobe, look at the lobe. The pointy side is already touching the rocker. So what that means is that the valve right now is getting, the valve is getting pushed right now. So what we're gonna do is, you get a pointer thing here. When we go 50 thousandths, that point is gonna move, and we're gonna end up somewhere here. Usually somewhere right here. This is like where the 50 thousandths mark is. It's a flatter area on the lobe. And we're gonna take, when we get to 50 thousandths, we're gonna come down here and take a reading and see where our degree wheel's at. And we'll go ahead and do that right now. So we got it zeroed out.
Yep.
So now we're gonna go ahead and start turning it to reach its 50 thousandths lift. On the dial indicator, we're still going clockwise. I'll try to keep the camera steady for you guys. You pass it a little bit?
Yeah.
Alright. So if you do pass it, just go back. Just to take the slack off the chain, you don't gotta go all the way to 0. You can just go a little bit back and then push it forward again. This is easier when you do it out of the vehicle or sitting on the engine stand, but you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. Alright, I say we're pretty good.
136.
So 136. Now how we got that number is, that's where it's sitting on our degree wheel, so we take that number, 136. And then we're gonna go counterclockwise. It's gonna go back to 0 on the gauge. And then keep going counterclockwise. And it's gonna start going back down to 50 thousandths again. And then we're gonna get another reading at 50 thousandths. And we take those two numbers, we add them up and divide it by 2. So first one was 136.
Yep.
And our second number,
69 and a half.
69.5. All right, so we got 102.75. We need to be sitting at 111.5. That's what the cam card calls for. Right there, lobe separation angle. So what we're gonna do, our sprockets go from 2, 4, 6, and 8 degrees, either retard or advance. So this camshaft here was 106, so we needed to retard down there to advance the cam to 111.5. We ended up with 112. That one is 102.75, so we're gonna have to use a number 8 on the retard gear to advance it to 111.5. So right now we're just gonna bring it back to top dead center, take the tensioner off, that's tensioning the chain right now, take the sprocket down there and put it on number 8, retard. And that should move your camshaft where it needs to be. You don't got to do anything special. Take the tensioner or the guide off. Hopefully the next video we're gonna put the timing cover on, valve cover gaskets and all that good stuff, and shouldn't be too long now. Let me see that gear real quick when you take it off so I can show them. So see, it's got a dented side and it's got a protruding side. The protruding side goes towards the engine. This is a last crank gear. The other one that's in there, you see the protrusion? It's pointing out. So that means this side goes towards the back of the engine, or the front of the engine towards the crankshaft. And this protrusion meets up with this protrusion on the passenger side cylinder head, or the timing chain. So they both meet. So this recess goes in on the driver's side and it goes out on the passenger side. But anyways, you see right now we checked it at 0, and your dot where you normally mark your chain is on that dot. That's top dead center where it sits right now. Since this cam is 102 degrees 0.75 or 102.50, we need to advance the cam so it reaches 111.5. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the 0 mark where the crank is at retard 8 to retard the timing on the chain, and then
We're gonna advance at 8.
and then you're gonna retard the timing, or you're gonna advance the timing on the cam but retard the timing on the crank gear. So it's gonna sit R8 where your colored link is at, right down here. And that's what we're gonna do right now. And then we're gonna check it again just to make sure that we did it right. Alright, so our first reading, we got 145 on our degree wheel at 50 thousandths lift. And then that was going clockwise. And then we go counterclockwise, goes back to 0, and you keep going counterclockwise. And then it's gonna start moving back to 50 thousandths. And then you take a reading again, which was 78. So we add those two numbers up, 78 plus 145 equals 223. Now you divide it by 2, and you get 111.5. So that's exactly what they're calling for here. 111.5 at 50 thousandths valve lift, or 50 thousandths in the hole, whatever you want to call it. So we're good. Camshafts are degreed. Now we're ready to put everything back together. And there's no valve issues as far as the piston or valve to piston clearance issues, whether it was at 106 or 102 degrees on the valve, on the lobe separation angle actually. But you want to get the best performance out of it. You want to get all the horsepower you can get out of the cams. So you have to degree the camshaft. Obviously they were off, and we got the issue taken care of, so now we're ready to go. Anything else you want to add?
Stay humble.
Stay humble, follow us, like our video, subscribe. We'll have more content for you guys. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I got another 4.6 blog that we're gonna build, and we'll show you more in depth how to degree the camshaft, how to find top dead center, and any other questions you guys just ask. You know, follow our Instagram, and we also have a TikTok. So stay tuned, man. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Follow my mentor over there.
Yeah, follow me, guys. Alright. Yeah, we're just gonna put it back top dead center. Yeah. Alright, man, right now we're just putting the rocker arms back in. Finally coming to almost the end of this project. We're gonna put down the camshaft girdles, or the caps. Some of them got caps, this one's got a girdle going around. 2%.